Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing today? Me, I'm actually doing wonderful for a Tuesday. It is Tuesday. It is a bright and sunny, crisp day down here in South Florida. And as you can see, I am on my way to work. But before I get there, I wanted to come to you with something that's been on my mind. But before we get into that, hi you guys, my name is Rashana. This is Rashana Reveals. It is a space where I make it my mission to champion you to be the best version of yourself and empower you to make a positive difference in the world along your journey. I wanted to spend a few minutes with you this morning because I want to share with you what's been on my mind and what's been on my heart for a few weeks actually now. And it is about fear. Fear. False evidence appearing real. That's basically what the definition of fear is, or at least in acronym form. So I have lived my life in fear. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, fear of finding my voice, fear of being labeled too aggressive, fear of not being my true and authentic self, fear of death, fear. I mean, I can go on and on and on and name at least 5 or 6 more things that I have been afraid of. And I'm 45 years old, okay? So you can only imagine with a plethora of things that I have been fearful of, how it has affected me in my life. My fear has affected my ability to live, right? Because of fear of death. My fear of not being worthy enough, not being good enough has affected, my job and my career. My fear of failure has affected me chasing after a childhood dream that I had. My fear of failure and also my lack of self-confidence because of that fear has also affected me in my personal relationships, especially, with my previous marriage. And so I look back on my life and I really try not to live my life with any regrets. I don't believe that we should live a life with regrets. I believe that each part of our life is part of our journey. And whether that's good, bad, indifferent, in between, it's all part of our journey. So I try not to say that I have regretted this or I have regretted that. But there comes a point in time where you get so fed up in swimming in that fear and living in that fear that you know that you have to make a change. You know for a fact that things have to shift in order for them to shift, right? In order for you to find greatness in whatever it is, whether it be your career, whether it be, as a mother or father to your children, whether it be in your marriage or your love life, whether it be in your business. So there comes a point in time where you get tired of sitting in fear. And fear also causes complacency sometimes. Fear also manifests guilt. Fear also causes, what's the word I'm looking for? When you have the inability to move, when you're not stagnant, but you're crippled, you're so crippled that you're unable to move. And so at some point in time, you're going to have to say, I'm tired. Like, I am so tired. I'm tired, and I don't want to be tired anymore. And once we come to that realization, that's step 1. Then we have to go to step 2, which is, okay, what am I going to do in order to move? What am I going to do now that I'm tired? What am I going to do so that I can correct this, so that I can work through this, so that I can get rid of this and find a level of greatness and success? Oftentimes we look at what the negative outcome can be as opposed to what a positive outcome can be. And I have admitted this before. If you have not heard it, I will admit it to you again. I am a natural pessimist. I always look at the negative things. It is very difficult for me to focus on the positive. And I believe that it stems from things that have occurred to me on my own personal journey. And so when I always look at what could be on the other side, I'm always thinking that it's going to be negative. And I know that for me, I've got to stop that. Because if I want to live the life that I'm supposed to live, if I want to live a life of greatness, if I want to be happy, if I want to love myself unconditionally, if I want to love others without parameters, if I want to be the best police officer, right, that I can be within my community, if I want to, when I retire, step out on faith and make a career move into the next field, I have to say to myself that this is going to work. This is going to yield positive outcomes. And even if it doesn't, I am learning something new about myself every single day, every single step of the way. So no matter what it is that the outcome, whatever the outcome is, still don't be afraid to step out on faith, because it will still be worth it. You understand what I'm saying? And not every day is going to be the best day. Not every day is going to be a day of roses and rainbows, but that is part of life. When I was younger, I would read these romance novels. And so I believed in Prince Charming. I believed that there were men out in the world who would come and sweep you off your feet, tell you that they love you every day, give you flowers and massage your feet and pay for you to go get your hair done and, bring you into this life of romance and love, and everything would just be so wonderful and great. Who's experienced that? That every single day is wonderful and great? Not me. And so when I realized, I had a conversation with my father, and he told me, he goes, Rashana, you're going to have your heart broken many times because you're living in this fantasy land that these books have created for you. And so it's not real. It's not the real world. The real world comes with heartache. The real world comes with being let down. The real world comes with people cheating on you. The real world comes with betrayal. The real world comes with all kind of negative things. And I don't think that you're prepared for it because you're so busy with your head buried in these romance novels that you can't see the forest for the trees. And when my dad told me that, I was like, what? For real? And it took me a while. And he told me that when I was a teenager. And it took me a long time to understand exactly what he was talking about. And he wasn't coming from a place of being mean. He wasn't coming to, burst my bubble. He was being real and he was being honest with me. And so I took that and turned it into fear. And, I won't get into every single thing I've experienced, but it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy at all. But I am learning in my 45th year of life that I can't continue to live my life in fear anymore. I cannot continue to live in the shadow of doubt, You know, the Bible says in Psalms 23, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. And so doubt is death. Worry is death. Anxiety is death. Fear is death. So even though I walk in those things, I know that God is still with me. And I know that he's going to continue to be there for me. And I know that, okay, these big old trucks are like in my way, and let me move right quick so that I am not in the way. So even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. So I know that God is with me through the trials and through the tribulations, and I know that I'm not alone. You know, I know that even though I do have some fears, I can't concentrate on that. And I know that there are people in my life that will pray with me, that will pray for me, that will speak positive, that will breathe life into me. And so I cannot allow fear to continue to take over. I know that even though sometimes, you know, fear can be so huge, we have to say to ourselves, even though I'm scared, I'm still gonna do this. Even though I'm scared, I'm still gonna do that. Even though I have so many doubts, I'm still gonna press forward. So today, I encourage you to press forward. I encourage you to level up. I encourage you to take it to the next step and to push yourself forward and to say that no matter what happens, there are people out there who's gonna trek this journey with me. There are people out there who's gonna walk beside me and hold my hand and allow me to cry, or allow me to get angry, or allow me to feel whatever it is I have to feel while I'm going through this process or going through this journey. And God is with me, because I know that no matter what, he has my best interest at heart, and he never is going to leave me, and he's never going to forsake me, and it's always going to work out for my good. And so I just want you guys to step out on faith, you know, step out on faith, get rid of that fear. I believe it was Denzel Washington who said, you know, if you're afraid to fail, just fail forward. You know, just fail forward so you can get back up and you can look at where you came behind you and you can just keep moving forward. And so that's what life is about. It's about moving forward, and it's about pressing on and continuing to go on this roller coaster of a journey. You know, unfortunately, some people have not made it, you know, this far in life, you know, in order to see their dreams or their manifestations come to fruition. And sometimes fear just gets the best of people. But I don't want that to happen to you. I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want that to happen to anyone. So I am here for you. I'm here for you as you go through your journey, as you fall forward, as you step out on faith, and as you receive the positive things, as you receive the great things that this life has to offer. I want to be here to rejoice with you. I want to be here to cheer you on. I want to be here to celebrate you. And that's it, y'all. That's all I got on a Tuesday. That's all I got. I am here. I need to fill my car up with gas, and then I will be going into the building and getting my work done. So thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for rolling with me. Thank you for always coming back and finding out what Rashana will reveal next. Later.